I am Archbishop Gabriel Malzaire, the Chair of the Communications Commission of the Antilles Episcopol Conference. I present to you the World Communications Day's message. In this year of Jubilee, under the theme Pilgrims of Hope, the late Holy Father Francis, prior to his entry into eternity, left the Church a deep message of hope for this year's World Communications Day. He tells us that in a time which is characterized by disinformation and polarization, when a few centers of power control an unprecedented mass of data and information, Christians involved in the work of communications are charged to preach a message of hope. We must become communicators of hope, he stressed. The Holy Father recognizes that too often today, communication generates fear and despair, prejudice and resentment, fanaticism and even hatred. All too often, it simplifies reality to provoke thoughtless reactions, using words, false and skillfully distorted information to send messages designed to agitate, provoke, or hurt. In this regard, therefore, the Christian must disarm communication and purify it of aggressiveness. Another troubling phenomenon the Holy Father highlights is the programmed spread of attention through digital systems that, by profiling human beings according to the logic of the market, modifies their perception of reality. As a result, we witness, often helplessly, a sort of conversion of interest that ends up undermining the foundations of our existence as community. Our ability to join in the pursuit of the common good, to listen to one another, and to understand each other's point of view. Amid all these challenges, the Holy Father proclaims a message of hope, which admittedly is not easy. Hope is a risk that must be taken, he says. It is the risk of risks. It's a hidden virtue that is persevering and patient. For Christians, therefore, it is not an option, but a necessity. Quoting Pope Benedict XVI in his encyclical Sper Salvi, he says, "Hope is not passive optimism, but a performative virtue capable of changing lives. The one who has hope," he says, "lives differently. He or she is granted the gift of a new life." To all communicators, the Holy Father reiterates the advice of St. Peter, in which he tells us, "In your heart, sanctify Christ as Lord. Always be ready to make your defense to anyone who demands from you an accounting for the hope that is in you. Yet do it with gentleness and reverence." 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15 and 16. It is not a communication that peddles illusion and fear, but one that is able to give reason for hope, making all of us into pilgrims of hope, a communal responsibility. In the face of the impressive achievements of technology, the Holy Father concludes his message with the encouragement to all communicators to care for the heart, that is, for the interior life. But by this he means, and I quote, 1. Be meek and never forget the face of other people. Speak to the heart of the women and the men whom you serve in carrying out your work. 2. Do not allow instinctive reactions to guide your communication. Always spread hope even when it is difficult, even when it costs, even when it seems not to bear fruit. 3. Try to promote a communication that can heal the wounds of our humanity. 4. Make room for a heartfelt trust that, like a little, but resistant flower does not succumb to the ravages of life, but blossoms and grows into the most unexpected places. 5. Be witnesses and promoters of a non-aggressive communication. Help to spread a culture of care, build bridges, and break down the invisible and visible barriers of the present time. And 6. Tell stories steeped in hope. Be concerned about our common destiny and strive to write together the history of our future. All these we can do with God's grace, which the Jubilee helps us to receive in abundance. May the message of hope of this World Communications Day inspire all of us to become better communicators of God's good news. A blessed World Communications Day to everyone.